Halfway between the modern resort of Cancun and the geographical center of Mérida lies a colonial town of 70,000 people that's experiencing a 21st century rebirth, Valladolid. 9 years ago, it was to a much sleepier Valladolid that John and Dorian Venator came looking for their dream of a Mexican hacienda-style home. They were searching for something reminiscent of the Mexico John had experienced during a year spent abroad in Puebla in college. They were looking for a winter home for themselves and a permanent home for their growing collection of Mexican art. Valladolid fit the bill for them, full of history as reflected in these murals of the Ayuntamiento building just across the street from where they found their house. In October of 2000, Casa de los Venados was then a neglected casona, a large colonial building that had been empty for over 40 years. For John and Dorian, it was love at first sight, both the town of Valladolid and the house itself, and so began their adventure with Casa de los Venados, House of the Deer. The grand entrance to the house presents an overwhelming panoply of color, from the huge copper pot from Santa Clara del Cobre to the playful structures hanging from the ceiling that were originally created to hold fireworks for a fiesta. It's easy to stand here for a good 10 minutes just taking it all in. The 17 feet wide by 22 feet high, floor-to-ceiling, three-dimensional mural was commissioned from a father-son team in Oaxaca, Luis and Jorge Valencia, and was shipped in pieces and reassembled on site. The same artists also painted the murals on the entry arch. The life-sized alebrijes that fill the space are just a few examples of this uniquely Mexican form of fantasy art that are found throughout the house. This deer dancer and many others were created by members of the famous Linares family in Mexico City. Just off the entryway is a huge sala, perfect for large sit-down dinners or dancing, but currently empty except for the built-in shelves at either end that show off stunning examples of pottery from Michoacan. As he tells it, John Venator's mother always said, "If one is good, two are better." And here, there are two of each type of pot flanking the doorways. This room also features a music balcony decorated with a stunning tile mural by Mérida artist Daniel Rosell, a perfect place for a mariachi band. The far door off the entryway opens up into the rest of the house, which centers around a large courtyard, the focus of which is a stone fountain shipped to Valladolid in pieces from Guadalajara. There's an outdoor bar, men's and ladies' bathrooms, and a kitchen entrance. In the courtyard are found many large metal sculptures, all of them from Guadalajara. Some of the most striking pieces are the metal pots painted in the style of the artist Rodolfo Morales by Carlos Mies Taller in Mérida. Guarding this courtyard is a three-dimensional representation of the Casa de los Venados logo, originally inspired by an element in a painting by a Mérida artist which hangs elsewhere in the house. This sculpture was commissioned by the Venators from Demetrio Garcia Aguilar of Oaxaca. Each of the 5 guest rooms opens into the courtyard as well. They are named suites where the art in the room reflects the theme: Izamal, Maya, Valladolid, Frida, and Diego. Each suite consists of a downstairs living room with a spacious marble-tiled bathroom and marble vanity. Both the living room and the bathroom open onto private gardens and courtyards, each with a themed mural also by Daniel Rosell. Upstairs, there are bedrooms with built-in closets and, of course, more art. All the wooden furniture, wooden railings, and other wooden pieces, as well as the couches and chairs, were made locally, either in Mérida or near Valladolid. Here, for example, the Izamal room features framed limited edition prints that were sold by the Mackay many years ago, each one by a different artist on the theme of Izamal. In the Frida room, almost every piece of art features a likeness of Frida Kahlo or a tribute to her unique position in Mexican culture. The Venator's private apartment, the Venados suite, also opens onto the central courtyard. Everything in their living room, from large pieces of furniture to the smallest pot on the shelf, is a work of art, and many of the works were commissioned personally by the Venators. This painting, for instance, by Daniel Rosell, one of their favorite artists, was painted as a tribute to them and their house and features the signature deer. The most beautiful art in the building is, of course, saved for this apartment, like this sculptured copper pot from Santa Clara del Cobre, or this chair made by a local artist after a design the Venators saw and liked in a fortified 12th century castle in India. This card table and chairs were created by the Rosenthals of Arangariguaro in Michoacan, hand-painted with colorful skeletons playing cards. The passageway from the living room to the dining room is graced by a very large painting which dramatically illustrates the Mexican symbols of the snake and eagle in their eternal struggle for the soul of Mexico. The dining room is also chock full of handcrafted art pieces. The most striking pieces, perhaps, are the individual chairs, also from the Rosenthal studio, each painted with the likeness of a famous Mexican. Fray Diego de Landa, Frida Kahlo, Zapata, Pancho Villa, and Dolores del Rio are among those represented in the 12 chairs. The table can be set with one of 4 sets of dishes, some of them created specifically for Casa de los Venados, and one of which features the Casa's logo. Upstairs, in the owner's apartment, is a large 2-room studio, the master bedroom, and the master bath, all filled with exquisite paintings and sculptures of all shapes and sizes from all over the country. Especially interesting in the master bedroom are 2 beautiful angel skeletons made from wood by the artist Alejandro Nielo of Valle de Bravo. There's even art in the master bathroom in the form of a painted wooden sirena watching over a marble-tiled shower. The upstairs studio houses collections of pots and sculptural figures from all over Mexico, as well as a copper-covered table on which sits a striking alebrije from Mexico City, done by Ricardo Linares of the Linares family. Each suite in the house opens into the central courtyard, and from the courtyard is the passageway to the pool area. A raised bridge with a glass floor takes you over the pool and into the poolside living area with its compact but lush garden. Iron deer from Guadalajara graze on the lawn beside a raised flower bed that cleverly hides a complete water processing plant for the water that flows from the house. The covered sala features stone sculptures from Michoacan, and the Italian tiled pool is presided over by clay deer-head fountain downspouts by Berto Blanco from Oaxaca. The pool and courtyard are beautiful during the day, but absolutely magical at night, completing the picture of Casa de los Venados, the perfect place to enjoy a winter evening in Valladolid, Yucatan.